webinar. Thank you all for joining remotely. And as an introduction, I will just tell you who is on this call. We have Dr. Abderrafi Lehman, who is the founder of AI Summarizer, and myself, Benjamin Lochner, from the sales department of Sistren in Paris. This is going to be a great session. As you know, the new PRIIPS regulation will be put in place starting from January the 1st, 2018. And this webinar will present the partnership between AI Summarizer and Sistren to help companies get ready for the changes to come. This session will be recorded, so for all of you that are with us today, you'll be able to listen to this session again and share with your colleagues that weren't able to connect. You may also find that you may have some friends working in other companies that could actually be interested too. We will be holding a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, so Dr. Lehman and I will try and answer as many questions as we can in the allocated time. So please feel free to ask away thanks to the chat box. We'll be starting off this webinar with AI Summarizer, thanks to the three main topics, which are what is a KID, what is machine summarization, and what happens when you link up machine summarization to machine translation. You'll also have the pleasure of seeing a summarization process, thanks to the demo done by Dr. Lehman. And then we'll be looking at sistren and its bespoke pure neural machine translation. So what is PRIIPS? It is an ambitious consumer protection regulation coming from the European Union. It has been talked about for many years, but is officially going to be put into effect starting from January 1st, 2018. So that is just about a month and a half to go. The industries that are directly concerned are asset and wealth managers, insurance companies, investment professionals, banks, and so on. These actors will have to summarize large quantities of documents and produce a 3-page document called a Key Information Document, or KID, that is designed to give all retail consumers the basic pre-sale information on their investment products. This KID document will have to be available in over 20 languages. There are going to be two main challenges to come. The first is facing the sheer volume of KID documents to be created, and to do so, it is all about speed. Is there a solution that is capable of taking on these types of volumes and then, of course, translating them into other languages? And of course, the second element will be that the KID needs to respect a certain structure to be conform with EU regulations. So we are talking about summarization process that will maintain the style of the wording, the high level of linguistics, and also the formatting. So companies have to face these combined difficulties in a short time span. And may I just remind you, there's only 50 days left, so this is quite a complicated situation. So today we wish to provide you with a solution, fruit of the collaboration of two major companies in their respective industry, AI Summarizer for the summarization process, and Sistren pioneer in neural machine translation for the multilingual action. So I will now be handing over to the Dr. Abderrafi Lehman, who is going to present the company he has founded, AI Summarizer.
Thank you, Benjamin. Hello, everybody. With the advent of electronic textual documents, following the rapid development of information technology, real needs now arise at extracting useful information. That is what we now call the big data. So big data is 80% of text documents. Text mining can be defined as the process used to analyze a text to extract important information for a beneficial reuse for specific purposes through effective solution. For example, tools based mainly on linguistic methods like summarization, example AI Summarizer, or those using neural networks like translation, example sistren, pure neural machine translation. was converted into computer codes to enable artificial understanding, or mining if you want, understanding a text to extract a limited amount of relevant information or translate languages to respond to primary needs, time saving, and therefore gain productivity. IA Summarizer is a text mining solution. It operates in the extraction of multilingual information for linguistics analysis of text by automatically producing summaries of text to allow a quick and easy access to relevant text information in 21 languages. Now, from machine summarization to machine translation, how it works. This process permits to the user to summarize, for example, a French document or any other language, or European language, for instance, and read its summary in English language or another language, and vice versa. That facilitates quick access to information despite language barriers. How it works then? To produce an automatic summary, we have always followed an approach based exclusively on linguistics, on linguistic techniques to perform semantic analysis of written text. Our algorithms analyze language expressions like this to select sentences that would be representative of the document to produce a relevant automatic summary. To ensure an accurate summary related to the meaning of the original content or text source, we use techniques or source text. We use techniques in the field of text mining. Then the summary can be translated by sistren pure neural MT solution. Usage of a summarizer are three kinds. From one text we obtain one automatic summary. Production of a synthesis from a number of source texts which talk about similar topics, or generating fewer automatic summaries from multiple source documents. IA Summarizer treat 21 languages, where 11 are European languages. Here is a screenshot of summarizing a document. One document, one summary. This is the first use of AA Summarizer with, in top right here, possible activation of advanced functions that use text mining techniques as searching keyword or phrase in quotation marks to customize the summary for our need, for the need of the user. Extracting concepts of a selected domain, we have 151 themes, and navigating across their occurrences. We have this here. Or finally display some options to help user to generate a customized summary and consistent summary. Another use is the multi-document summarization. AA summarizer use several strategies to select interesting and informative sentences to condense automatically each source text in one click and generate here summaries. Text mining functionalities are applied to each summary. Then we have the last one, use of a summarizer. It is about automatic synthesis. Automatic synthesis is a result or automatic synthesis results are related to multi-document summarization. All summaries of the multi-document summarization constitute the source text from which an automatic synthesis is produced. Then text mining functionalities are applied to each synthesis. Now we will talk about how it works inside summarization. So we use linguistics, and we work on linguistics to produce a summary through artificial intelligence. We have developed the technology architecture which operates in the extraction of multilingual information by linguistic analysis of text by automatically producing summaries taking into account technical and strictly multilingual language resources. This architecture works in the application as an intelligent processing for information, drawing on multilingual linguistic resource for the analysis, search, and retrieval of relevant information for fast and efficient operation of summarization. To extract accurate information, we choose to adopt some linguistic strategies, as here extracting rules and developing a grammar of extraction using terminology thesaurus to extract accurate information. We choose to adopt some linguistic strategies as recognition of phrasal elements or linguistic markers of extraction to evaluate the relevance of sentences for their selection through these markers of extraction. We do a specialization by domain in order to produce summaries taken into account to the topic discussed in the source text. We developed a specific morphological dictionary to analyze each word of the markers to get any situation where markers occurs. The extraction take in account also the synonyms of element of linguistic marker of extraction. Terminology of domain is used to enhance the summary of specific domain. We can see that last thing here. We make a structuration of our base of markers. And we use markers as as in three times. Marker as common markers, like here in French, accompagner diversification or accorder une attention. This marker can be used in any domain, finance here, healthcare, or chemicals. In finance, you can have markers that specifically works for finance domain. And then we add all terminology, lexical or concepts of a domain. Example here in French, for finance, we have avoir en devise, fonds de stabilisation, flottement, etc. This is used to customize a summary, and we can do the same for text insurance, text insurance domain. Pardon. Voilà, parfait. Merci. In text, you can see here in this domain that we have some concepts, like in French, assurance accident, assurance vie, bonus malus. In English, as insurance, reimbursement, time at risk. This can be used in the summary to enhance the result of summarization. We can do also the same thing for the same thing for PRIIPS or KITS document. For this, we have analyzed a corpus of KITS document and extract concept of KITS, and then we involved in the process of the summarization the concepts of KITS, so the summaries are better. Okay, here a screenshot of a demo, but we are going to do a demo online. Okay. Thank you. Here you have an interface of a summarizer where you can copy paste a document to summarize, put any web page or a file from your computer. You can change. You can choose. Excuse me. Choose a language here. For example, we will do an example with French document. You have some displays to help in coherence of document and some highlights. You can use your own words or concepts or many words under brackets to customize the result of the summary, and you can choose a domain or a theme like finance, food, and so on. We have here a document that I passed here from PRIIPS, and we click on summarize. You have all the document here, and you can choose a percentage of the summary you want, less or more, or you can put here your own percentage and get to translate the summary with pure neural machine translation. Here you can translate French to English, but only the summary, not all the source text. Practically in real time, you have the translation of the summary that you have here. Okay. Here is the translation of the summary in English. All is done really in real time. Okay, thank you. And now Benjamin will develop and describe pure neural MT of sistren. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lemon. So just to remind everybody that are with us today, remotely, you will be able to ask all your questions thanks to the chat box. So please ask away. So as Dr. Lemon was just saying, we'll have a look at now sistren, pioneer of machine translation, and the new era that we have just stepped into thanks to the pure neural machine translation. So sistren was founded in 1968. We actually started off in the defense and intelligence industry, and we have now been focused on multiple verticals for many, many years. So we work with the automotive industry, manufacturing, banking and finance, LSPs, and many, many more. So whether it may be to translate all of your internal or external documents, help you handle your customer support, see to employee collaboration, website localization, and so on, we can provide all of that, and we do so in over 140 language pairs. As a key player in the industry, we invest a significant amount in research and development, and actually last year it was 25%. We also participate in open source projects with like the Harvard University and other leading scientific and technological research institutes, such as the world-renowned CNRS. We work out of 3 offices, Seoul for the Asian market, San Diego for the Americas, and of course Paris for EMEA. So we cover just about every country, and with our capacity to bring such a wide range of language combinations, we are proud to be breaking down the language barriers that companies are facing. We have 200 employees working out of our 3 locations, and R&D is headed out of Paris offices. So this is where we have actually worked on the neural language processing. On the right-hand side, you can see the off-the-shelf language technologies. So the acronyms are for the rule-based, RB, SMT is the statistical machine translation, and our latest NMT, neural machine translation. So depending on your needs to deploy a translation tool, these 3 technologies can answer different use cases. So as we were saying, we have entered a new era, and this latest technology that we are bringing to the market is available because we have actually crossed a specific point in time where we have the combination of 3 factors. These are the big data, the artificial intelligence, and the power of deep machine learning process. So we have worked hand in hand with academic and research institutes to bring the best of breed technology to the market. Artificial intelligence is today used on imagery, on voice, but to apply it to languages is actually a whole new ball game. We have seen artificial intelligence beat the best world Go players. We have also seen the amazing things that Amazon's Alexa can bring as a personal assistant. So there are many domains that actually rely on artificial intelligence. It can be quality control, vocal recognition, facial recognition, spelling checks. So AI is even used in the medical industry, and some of you may have some robotic vacuum cleaners that are actually doing their jobs as we speak. There has only been, since 2016 that we have launched our artificial intelligence in the language industry. And sistren was actually the first to bring to the market an AI for the language processing with such a wide range of available language pairs. This is due to the fact that the language is very, very complex, far more than imagery and voice actually. So it is natural that there is more research done, there is more development that needs to be done, more investments to succeed in what we have done today. And when translating from one language to another, the complexity is ever so increased, and you have to take into account the complexity of each of the languages, the grammatical rules, the sentence structure. the subjectivity, and so on. So end of 2016, we launched our pure neural machine translation engine based on algorithms, neural connectors, and a deep learning process to bring the great quality to the market. And of course, we do it in a safe and secured environment. So what is the impact of AI on human communication? It's actually opened the door to human users to have access to a quicker, a better, and a more fluent translation. And so the technology that we have developed is helping organization and LSPs to cut down on the effort and time needed to translate documents. Translation is simply not just the cherry on the cake anymore. It is a key ingredient to bake the cake, if I may say, and is part of the processes. And with the ever-increasing volumes, the task needs to be done fast and effectively. To do so, our neural machine translation has been taught the languages, has not been taught the languages. We have actually given it the capacity to learn for itself. This makes our solution increasingly more powerful with each day that goes by, and thus helping the users to communicate much more easily in foreign languages that are not their own. So what does this technology bring to the users? What does this bring to organizations that are using the NMT? So with the capacity of the system to understand not only the sentences, but also the context and the emotion behind it, a company, an organization, LSPs will have access to a far better quality, a much deeper context adaptation, and also a better terminology. The benefits to an organization are vast, as the out-of-the-box translation engine quality is second to none, and when applying a customization or a specialization layer over the top, the quality is actually outstanding. It also leads to less post-editing. And finally, we are working on some new applications for this technology out of our Paris Research and Development Center. So in the months to come, you'll be seeing many new uses for such a powerful tool. So this is the basic architecture of the solution. The first elements are the engines. So that is what you have on the right-hand side. 3 acronyms: rule-based, the statistical machine translation, and of course the neural machine translation. On top of that, we will be adding some custom resources. These can be companies' dictionaries, it can be translation memories, it can be industry corpus. And we will be, this will help to adapt the translation results to your everyday usage with your company's terms. Once set up, we create some translation profiles that combine both of these elements together. You can have one or several profiles set up, as one could be for client support, another for marketing, maybe another for legal, and so on. So each of these profiles can be set up with different resources, different dictionaries, and so of course the result will be adapted to the different departments or use cases that you are working on. The translation profile is centralized on the server, and you can access the profiles in various ways. So it can be done through the user tools that are connected to your Microsoft Office pack or your web browsers. You can access them through our natural connectors that you will find on CAT tools, on TMSs such as SDL Trados Studio, MemoQ, SmartCats, and many others. And finally, you can connect all of your third-party applications thanks to the APIs. And actually, this is what we saw with Dr. Lemon's demo. AI Summarizer is connected through the APIs to give access to his tool to the multilingual capacity. The solution can be cloud-based or installed on premises, and even if necessary, can be used in a completely disconnected environment. So it is fully secure solution, it is highly available and scalable. As our solution is installed on your servers or on a private cloud, by simply adding an API call to your work environment, you can use sistren solutions on all of your third-party applications, wherever you may be in the world. And of course, you will benefit from the specific profiles that you have already created to answer your use cases. So the original document is sent to the server on which the sistren enterprise server is installed, and will then send back the translated documents into your workflow without any human interaction. The API is available in Rest and SOAP. So what do we bring to the market? So we provide a full translation solution that is embedded into your company's environment, and the functionalities are the following. You can translate text and files by typing, copy-pasting, importing one file or even 10 of them. You can translate effortlessly your documents. The solution accepts a wide range of formats such as TXT, HTML, TMX, and so on. And of course, as we have just seen, all the Microsoft Office files that may need, and PDFs. So for the PDF, we work with one of the world leaders in document capture solution. They're called Iris, which is actually a Canon company, and have developed a very powerful OCR system, OCR standing for Optical Character Recognition. We also translate and localize websites through the web interface, bookmarklets, but also widgets. And finally, you have access to the Microsoft plugins for Skype for Business and for direct use in these applications. So as you can see on the bottom of your screen, you have some additional buttons that have been added to your Microsoft Office environment, and also this happens for the Skype. And you'll be able to write in English. Your colleagues that are maybe in Japan will receive your message in Japanese. They will answer to you in their language, and the message will come back to you in English automatically. So, as you can imagine, this is a very useful way to ensure better collaboration between members of an organization. And there is also an auto-detection of the language if necessary, multiple uploads, post-editing processes that are available. And it also actually keeps 100% of the original document layout. And I was just saying, it accepts a wide range of document formats as well. Beyond the functionalities, what makes us different is our haute couture approach through a three-step process on a generic engine. The first, we have the feedbacks. So when you have hundreds of users of the solution that are pointing to a multitude of improvements that they believe are relevant, you're actually capitalizing on your linguistic assets. Thanks to this, your quality of the engine will be improving every day. We also provide customization and specialization that is done by sistren's linguistic experts. So customization, this is done by adding your dictionaries, your translation memories to a generic engine. This engine is therefore going to be adapted to your company and equipped with the terms and vocabulary that you use every day in your organization. And the specialization, in which we train over time a generic engine with your dictionaries, translation memories, but also specific industry corpus. This is actually the most extensive training that we can provide and gives out the most astonishing results in terms of quality of translation. And actually, if I may draw a parallel between this training process and an athlete, you could kind of say that the out-of-the-box engine, you would be an athlete winning a 100-meter race in a national championship. A customized engine, you would be winning the 100 meters in a European championship. And the customized engine, well, you're actually Usain Bolt now. So it is really, really important and very useful for all companies that really need a specific and tailored translation. So the deeper we go into the training process, the better the result will be straight from the get-go. This is really what we call haute couture. So I will be now showing a quick demo on the sistren interface. So I have selected a document that is very close to the PRIIPS regulation document that you will need to summarize or to translate. And I will just head on to the platform. There it is, just here. So welcome to the sistren environment. As you can see on the left-hand side, a translation of text. You can also select the language that you wish to have it in. So we'll be selecting English, so you can translate text, you translate files, and translate web pages. I have selected the document, and I will simply be copy-pasting this document on the right-hand side. Here we go. Copy paste. I will decide which language I want my document to be translated in, and automatically, here we are. The translation has been done in literally 2 seconds. So on your screen, you can see that the various the elements of the layer have been maintained, even though the translation has been done. And if I was to go onto one sentence, the whole sentence will come up in a light blue color, and where I have my mouse will come up in a dark blue. You'll actually be able to, if you wish, improve on the translation, and this is what I was talking to you about as in the feedbacks. So you can simply click and bring in another word that you may wish to see, and you can also go down and select some other word that you may believe is closer to what you wish to bring to the translation. And here on the top right-hand corner, you can see different profiles. So in here, you can have as many profiles as you want. One could be for customer support, another for marketing, another for legal, etc., etc. And every time, the dictionary that is here on the right-hand side will adapt to the profile that has been selected. So during this webinar, I hope that you have appreciated the various things that have been brought up, and we will now be heading off for the Q&A session. So I believe that we have actually received quite a few questions, so thank you very much to all of you that have participated in this.
Yes, so...
and we'll have Gail, who is Head of Marketing and Sales, that will be reading out the questions, and depending on the answer needed, either Dr. Lehmann will answer them, or I will be able to.
Yes, thank you, Benjamin. Hello, everybody. So I have a first question around the PRIIPS regulation, of course, because it's the main subject today. So the question is, PRIIPS regulation requires a complaint management process every financial institution must provide for customer or investor complaints. Can we use sistren to translate multilingual complaints also? Is there any limitation in the general usage of the solution?
So thank you, Rob, for the question. Much appreciated. So actually, sistren covers this need for multilingual support. You can connect your sistren server to your ticketing or client support application and use the customized resources through the API. So these will be like the translation memories or your user dictionaries. Real-time multilingual customer support, of course, is an option for a lot of our clients, and we are working on this every day. Gail, maybe another question to
Yeah, I have another
answer?
One from John. So John is asking here that in the provision of PRIIPS, we will need a solution able to integrate specific product names. Are you able to input specific codes, not to translate?
So I will be answering that one too. So this sistren, gives solutions the opportunity for any client to customize the translation engine. There are two main features that are going to be the translation memories and the dictionaries that can be uploaded onto the server. This is how we're going to make the translation speak your domain's terminology. So customization of the translation engine gives you the possibility to tell the engine how you want to translate or not translate specific terminology.
Thank you, Benjamin. I have also a question for our guest. The question is AI Summarizer is providing a SDK for its solution?
Yes. AI Summarizer is in a desktop solution, server solution and API and web service. It's also a solution for personal use as a personal edition. Yes, it is possible.
Okay, good. A last question from Elsa. So how do you guarantee full privacy of data processed through sistren? And perhaps the question could be also for AI summarizer.
Yeah, sure. So sistren SES8, which is sistren Enterprise Server, is a server that is based on, it can be cloud-based, can be installed on premises, and that is very important. So any client that has the possibility to choose either the hosted sistren option, and in this case, the clients can get access to private clouds that are going to be hosted by our partners in the European Union.
Yeah, and I can add also that all our defense and security clients use sistren, and they use sistren in a closed environment. So meaning that if you don't have a connection to internet, it's also available to make sistren working. So it's also an alternative that could be useful in some cases. Okay, thank you. I think we are going to conclude now.
Okay, yeah. So during this webinar, we have gone over the key information elements that you need to face these new regulations. As we have seen, the regulations are going to be put into effect starting from January 1st, 2018. We have shown you how to create your summarized documents and how with sistren API you can access these documents in all European languages. We have also seen how you can face the need to respect the translation accuracy, all while saving you time and limiting the costs in the process. So I hope that this webinar has helped you to better understand what our collaboration with AI Summarizer can bring to your organization, as it is really giving you the upper hand on automatic summary and with a respect to specific thesaurus, semantics, and relevance, all while giving you the best translation that there is on the market in the 20 needed languages. So, wish to thank you very much from sistren. I remind you that this session has been recorded, and that you will be able to have access to this presentation. You will all receive the recording. So please share it around you, around your colleagues, around your friends. I would like to thank Dr. Abderrafi Lehman for his presence here today. So thank you very much, Dr. Lehman. We have much appreciated the presentation of AI Summarizer.
Thank you too, Benjamin.
My pleasure. And of course, if ever you have any questions, please feel free to do so on the address that you can see on the left-hand side, news@sistrengroup.com. Thank you very much, and we wish you all a fantastic afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye.